Studies reveal that 67% of individuals feel overwhelmed by distractions daily. And that's understandable. In the year 2024, we live in an era dominated by social media with notifications and a barrage of endless information at our fingertips. And I tell you, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. I was a victim of this, right? I was constantly getting distracted by my phone, right? Scrolling. They call it doom scrolling. You see, studies have shown that 70% of people admit to feeling overwhelmed by distractions. This leads to decreased productivity and increased stress. And trust me, it is never good. And this is not just some random statistic I'm throwing at you. This is a reality for 70% of people. But, there's always a but. But, what if I told you to say no to the distractions? What if you actually became one of the 33% of people that know how to stay focused? So, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to become part of that 33%. I'm going to teach you. Because in a world full of distractions, focus is a superpower. And distractions are the enemy of progress. Let me say that again. Distractions are the enemy of progress. You see, when you stay focused, you watch your dreams unfold. Let's dive right into this video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and drop me a like if you like this video. So, the very first step to staying focused is actually, want to guess? So the very first step to staying focused is to actually say no. Let's face it, many of us are too busy saying yes to the things that we don't want to do. You have to learn who to give your time to. So I encourage anybody who's watching this video to say no to any task or even friends and family members that will take you in the wrong direction. And believe me, I was a victim of this. And I found myself getting distracted most of the time. I was unable to get my work done like I wanted to, right? So, I read a book, right? This book is actually right here. And it's called Whatever It Takes. And it's about mastering your habits and taking hold of your life, businesses, and relationships. It's a very good book, right? And in the book, they talk about keeping a calendar and how to use it to block out time for the most important tasks, right? And I'll break this down even more to you so you can really understand it. And I plan to do this with my schedule. I already marked off my priorities, right? So, keeping a calendar, this allows you to easily say no to other people. Because now you have prior commitments and obligations to actually stick to. this worked out great for me. Now I have time to read, right? To study and better my skills. I have a lot more time for it now because now I create that calendar, and that calendar keeps me motivated and on track. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people won't like this, right? Some will be disappointed and respond negatively. But just know that their opinion doesn't matter. If they propose activities not in line with your goals, you must become an expert at saying no and eliminating those distractions from your life. Right? You got to become an expert at saying no. It's not easy. It's not fun. And let's face it, sometimes we want to go out, right? We want to go out. You want to have fun and socialize with friends. You know, I get it, right? I get it. But I want you to remember, sacrifice before victory, right? Let's say that again. Sacrifice before victory. You see, this discipline will force you to stay focused. And finally, say yes to the work required to accomplish your goals and your dreams. When you create a calendar and mark what you want to get done, you're not just marking time. You're marking your calendar for success. You see, you'll literally watch your distractions fade into the background when you do this, right? When you mark your calendar for success, you will watch your distractions fade into the background. Every goal deserves a day. Block out your distractions and make it happen. When you schedule your priorities, your distractions lose their power and your calendar becomes a roadmap to your dreams, right? Step number 2 to staying focused, and I say this all the time in my videos, right? And it's very true. And step number 2 is to celebrate the small wins. By completing little tasks every day, the small wins you accomplish, it actually brings you closer to your goal. I promise you, over time, those small wins will turn into big wins. You see, every major accomplishment was built by a collection of small accomplishments, right? Let me get my Bible out. Where's my Bible? Right here. Right here. And we're going to go to some verses, right? So we're going to go to Jeremiah. This is one of my favorite quotes by Jeremiah 29:11. And it states, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you." Right? Let me give you a breakdown what this means. This means you have to celebrate the small wins. They're a part of God's beautiful plan for your future success. Each day brings small new victories, right? Celebrate your victories as a testament to God's unending love for you, right? You see, small wins may seem insignificant at times, right? But believe me, when you accumulate enough small wins, they have the power to transform your entire life. Let's go to Corinthians, right? Another favorite quote from the Bible. And this is Corinthians 10:31. And it says, "In everything you do, do it all for the glory of God." I'm going to give you a breakdown on what this means. This means that every small win is an opportunity to glorify God and build momentum for a bigger victory. Let's keep going. We're going to go to Luke 16:10, right? And it says, "He who is faithful in very little thing is faithful also in much." He who is faithful in a very little thing is faithful also in much. This means that a small victory, they're the foundation for greater blessings to come. Right? If you ever want to master anything, it's going to be in the Bible, right? I read a lot of books, but I also stay close to my Bible, right? The third step to stay focused is identifying the good habits that move you toward your goal and the bad habits that move you backward, right? You definitely want to identify those two. One thing that helped me was making a list, right? And I made a list of all my bad habits. And I hung it on the wall, right? So I took this journal right here and I made a list of all my bad habits. And I hung it up. And every day I would look at that list. And it made me become fully aware of my bad habits. And I'm going to give you an example of one of my bad habits I used to do. For example, oftentimes I used to procrastinate. But when I made that list, I was constantly reminded for what was important and what I needed to do to be successful, right? And that list really helped me out a lot because over time, I eliminated that bad habits because I became aware of them, right? Awareness is really the ultimate key to success, right? I then kept a list of good habits I wanted to develop and celebrated the completion of my daily new good habits, right? This was imperative to me because it built a sense of confidence and it maintained my own sanity during hectic days. Many people think logic creates success habits, right? Many people think that, but to me that's far from the truth, right? It's emotions that create success habits. That's why it is critical to celebrate whenever you accomplish or practice a new habit. I mean, like, talk to me, right? How do you feel when you accomplish a new habit? Just let me know in the comments. How do you feel? When you get something done, right? How does it make you feel? Do you feel good? Do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel yourself, right? On a psychological level, when you complete a habit and celebrate there's a strong likelihood you'll repeat that behavior again, right? And this is called positive reinforcement. Now, if you're unsure what positive reinforcement is, think of it as like this. When you do something good or achieve a goal, you receive a reward that makes you feel happy or satisfied. This reward encourages you to repeat the behavior in the future, right? This is positive reinforcement, right? Definitely get a notepad and write this stuff down, man. This is imperative, right? It's positive reinforcement. So, what I'm going to do, let's break this down even more, right? Because I like to get breakdowns and I want this information to stick to you, right? You know, as a teacher, it's my job that you get this valuable information. So, what I'm going to do is I'll use a numbering system starting with 1, 2, 3, right? So, number 1 is behavior. So, this is when you do something positive, like studying, or, you know, it's for a test, or, you know, helping a friend, right? Number 2 is the reward system. After doing the positive action, you get something nice in return. And this can be praise, it can be a treat, or even, quite frankly, just feeling proud of yourself. The third stage, which is the final stage of positive reinforcement, occurs through repetition, right? That is the third stage, very important stage, because you enjoy the reward. When you enjoy the reward, you're likely to do that positive behavior again next time. Positive reinforcements helps build good habits and encourages people to say yes. Even animals have a sense of positive reinforcement. It's a way to motivate and support behavior that leads to success and happiness. We're going to close this video out, right? We're getting to the end. We're running out of time. But the life you want, the family you want, the marriage you want, all depends on your habits. Your small daily habits lead to big changes. And trust and believe, your future self will thank you for the choices that you make now. Just remember, your life is a reflection of your habits. Choose your habits wisely, and you'll create a future that you love. Because I'm going to end it out like this. What you do frequently becomes your frequency and forms to the foundation of your future. So make sure your habits are built with intention for your wants, desires, and needs. I am Jackie Terry. And these are the key steps to staying focused. If you got value from this video, If you like it, if you learned something from it, drop it a like, and I will make more motivational videos like this, right? I was once distracted, but I was able to come out of it by reading and educating myself and applying that knowledge into action. I am Jackie Terry, and I'm out.